Hey everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Foundations. We are doing another episode, and today I went to a local bakery and I got some really great bread. So this right here is a croissant loaf. Well, it's 2/3 of the croissant loaf because we already ate a third of it for breakfast this morning. It was incredible. I was like eating crispy, buttery air. The texture in it was just amazing. All we did is throw it in the oven for, I don't know, 7-8 minutes and ate it with our breakfast, and it was incredible. The other thing we got was sourdough bouillie, and it's real sourdough. It's got, a culture that they probably have had for years. They do it the right way. It gets really brown. The bottom is not soggy at all. If you can hear that. Really great bakery. It's called Bresnan. It is in the town of McKinney, Texas, and they pretty much sell out of everything every day. So, when that happens, you're getting a good product. So, we wanted to make something to pair with this because we wanted to eat some of this bread tonight. So I've decided that we are going to make a roasted mushroom soup. Not cream of mushroom, not like what we had when we were kids, but something inspired by that. So we're going to roast some Crimini mushrooms with some onions and garlic, use some beef stock. I have base. I would love to use homemade, but I don't have any right now. So, a lot of what we talk about on this channel is using what you have and not overcomplicating things. And we also got some milk and vinegar and butter. This milk is called Kelowna Supernatural. It is amazing if you can get your hands on it. It's out of Iowa. It's non-homogenized, it's low temperature pasteurized, so it's not raw milk, but it's the closest thing you can get if you're not allowed to buy raw milk. Here in Texas, you have to get it direct from the farm, and I don't always have time to go to the farm, so it's the next best thing. It's really good. When you get it new, it's got a nice fat cap on the top that you have to kind of scrape off with a knife just to get the milk to flow. So it's really good product, and we're going to use that in our soup. So let's get started. So here we're going to have the ingredients for our soup. We've got a pound of Crimini mushrooms, an onion, garlic, butter, beef base, apple cider vinegar, and that milk that I talked about earlier. We're going to wash our mushrooms first because they grow in something that you probably don't want to eat. So we want to wash that off. I know a lot of people say just wipe them off, but I think that rinsing them gets them a little bit cleaner and gets the dung off. They're a little bit slippery, so be careful when you're cutting them. When they're dry, they're easier to cut, but I think they're better when they're clean. So that's what we did here. And we go ahead and quarter all of them. Hit them with a little bit of avocado oil. Olive oil would work, but just not extra virgin olive oil. We're hitting it with some pink Himalayan sea salt, and then also some fresh cracked black pepper. We're going to throw those on a sheet pan in I think it was 400 degree oven. You want it hot because there's a lot of water, especially since you rinsed them. You want to grease your sheet pan as well, and we'll throw that into the oven. I preheated my sheet pan. That's why I grabbed an oven mitt. And we're going to throw them in the oven and roast them. Next, we're going to cut the yellow onion. So cut one end off, cut it in half, and then we'll make some cuts, and then we'll go across to dice it. Next, we're gonna smash our garlic a little bit to get the paper to come off. So you don't want to just crush it, but you want to put some force to it, and then that'll separate it from the paper. I then cut off the little root end and then dice it up. I guess you could call it a mince, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to get all blended together in the end anyway. So we'll take our white onion, yellow onion, whatever it is, and a little more avocado oil in a pan. I didn't have the pan on super high heat because you don't necessarily want to caramelize it. I'm throwing some butter in too. Anyway, you don't necessarily want to caramelize it because you want to soften the onion and you want it to not have such a bite to it, but you don't want to caramelize it because you don't necessarily want all this sweetness. So we're going to season it with some more Himalayan sea salt, some black pepper, and after we cook it for about 3-4 minutes, we'll add the garlic in. And we'll cook that for another, 4 or 5 more minutes. Like I said, you want to cook it, but you don't want to caramelize it. So we'll pull the mushrooms out after about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. Scrape all those into the pan. And then what we're going to do is we're going to deglaze the pan and essentially make a instant mushroom stock from all the fond that's on the pan. This is why I don't like using aluminum foil. There's more reasons than that. I don't really like to use aluminum at all. I know this pan is aluminum, but that's for another show. Anyway, so we want to get all the fond off and dump that into the pan. Next, after this, we're going to add some water and some of the beef base. So that's just straight water out of the tap, and then a spoonful of the Better Than Bouillon beef base. You got to be careful when you use base though, because it has a lot of sodium in it. So I'm still going to add a little bit of salt, but not as much salt as I would because mushrooms take a lot of salt, but the base covered a lot of that too. A little bit more pepper too. And MSG. I love this stuff. I think it has an umami flavor that you just can't really get elsewhere. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to, but I do. It's used all over Asian cuisine and Latin cuisine, so several billion people can't be wrong, right? I think it's okay. Next, we're going to drain off all the liquid into that bowl because we're going to use it when we puree the soup. But at first, we don't want all that liquid because it won't blend correctly. So we'll put all the dry ingredients, so to speak, into the blender cup. And then we'll add a little bit of the liquid because you need some to get it going. But if you added all that liquid right away, it would just it would never puree, right? It would cut some of it, but it wouldn't cut all of it. So you want to start this on really low in the Vitamix and gradually increase your speed. It seems like it's not going to go, and then it does. If it doesn't go, just add a little bit more liquid. This is what I'm doing here too because it was a little bit dry. So you just add a little bit more of the cooking liquid. I'm using 2 ladlefuls here. And then start it low again and gradually increase the speed. And then now it's blending like it should. It's creating a lot of air in there and creating froth, which is going to give it great texture in the end. It's still a little bit thick though, so we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the liquid. Now we're going to add just a splash of apple cider vinegar for acidity and a little bit of that whole milk to give it a little bit better mouthfeel. And we're just going to blend all that together. And it's all set. So you want to check the consistency and then also check the seasoning. If it's too salty, just add a little bit of water. So now we're going to cut that great sourdough bouilli that we had it's just two of us, so I always cut it into quarters. Excuse me. I cut it into quarters that's a portion size for us. If you got a larger family, I mean, by all means, eat the whole thing. But we can get 4 servings out of this. Well, it would actually be 8 servings, so 4 meals. So it is actually the next day. Something came up last night. We got finished with the soup a little bit later than we were going to eat. So it's now the next day, and with soups, that's okay. A lot of times they get better with age. The next day is often has time for the flavors to kind of melt together, and just, I don't know, whatever magic happens in the refrigerator overnight. I'm not really sure the science behind it, but I don't know. Things absorb and mix and meld and whatever it is, but just like chili and spaghetti sauce and things like that, it's often better the next day. So I've reheated it. And I'm gonna try it. So I don't know if you can see that, but the texture is amazing. So the texture came from using the Vitamix to blend it together. You know, if you can use a hand immersion blender, but it's just not the same. Excuse me. Highly recommend a Vitamix. You don't have to get the most expensive ones. Usually the price difference is different, like preset settings. Some of the higher end lines have some different versatility, like they have a food processor bowl that you can put on there and a little blender cup that you can put on there. But if you're looking for an entry level Vitamix, I just have the basic one. It's like a 300 series or something like that. I'd have to check. It's been a while since I've got it, but it's by far the best thing that I've bought for my kitchen. It's my favorite thing that I've bought. Like KitchenAid stand mixers are nice, but everything that a KitchenAid stand mixer can do, I can do with a hand tool. What a Vitamix blender does, I can't do that. I can't achieve this texture with an immersion blender. I can't do it with a knife or whatever it is. So it does things that I can't do, and you know, for that reason, it's my favorite purchase of a tool that I've bought. So here's that bread. I don't know if you could hear that crunch when I cut it. But this is a crumb inside the sourdough bouilli that we had. It's really airy. It's got nice big air pockets in it, and that comes from them actually doing sourdough the right way with a starter that they've, you know, I don't know how long they've had it, but they probably had it a long time, like I said earlier. But so this mushroom soup is the perfect accompaniment to that. Let's give it a try. First thing I get is the really earthiness of all the mushrooms. The texture, like I talked about, it's really frothy. It's almost like the foam on top of a cappuccino. It has a similar mouthfeel to that. And then there's just a little bit of dairy in it, that whole milk that we have. So it has all the components of, you know, that certain famous brand of condensed mushroom soup that everyone grew up with. Well, maybe not everyone, but most people that I knew grew up on. It goes in that direction, but it's completely different and completely superior to it. Like I said, you have to use a high-powered blender. You can make it without it, but it won't be the same. But I really like it. It's got a mouthfeel and a mushroom linger to it that just you can't get from a can. So anyway, this is Kitchen Foundations, and if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, click the bell icon, all the things that everyone asks you to do on YouTube. It really does make a difference, and I really appreciate it, especially with a growing channel. We have 16 subscribers right now. We want to get to that 1,000 milestone just like everyone else, and you can really help with that, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you for doing that if you decide to. So anyway, we're gonna get going, and we'll see you next time here on Kitchen Foundations.